Hello and welcome to the best mods for Xbox PC, where we will be looking at some of the best mods to check out each and every single day, or at least that's the aim. There'll be something here for everyone, definitely worth checking out. Use the chapters where you need them. If you do get anything out of this, consider liking, subscribing. It goes a really long way. Appreciate your time. Let's get into it. I present to you the greatest pilot seat ever conceived. Never again will you have to leave the pilot seat, go to the toilet. You'll be able to do it right in your pilot seat. Just a click of a button. And look at this. You even have your sink, towels, and toilet paper. So never again do you need to leave the pilot seat. The Toilet Nimbus 2000 brought to you by, I don't even know which mod this is now, which brings us to the next mod. There has been an absolute arm race when it comes to adding new decorations to your outpost and your shipbuilder. We have another addition to the ever-growing arsenal, and this one is called Starizon Cargo and Containers. So Starizon offers 359 items in 30 various menus. Where I get a bit confused about this mod is it mentions that it has its own decoration panel, if I understand it correctly, but it doesn't seem to work, or there's been conflicts. I've tried to delete or remove all the other building mods just to try get a clear picture of what's going on, but I haven't quite worked it out. However, I believe all this stuff that I'm building right now is a part of this mod. It adds an insane amount of items. 359 is mentioned. A lot of them centered around the cargo and containers, freeing just a huge multitude of all different kinds of random parts that seem to be very unique to this mod and this mod alone. Now, when combining this with the other mods, there may be some issues, but it also seems to work from my limited testing, but I haven't figured out how to get it into its own category menus, if that's what it implies. It's a little bit hard to understand what they're trying to say here, but all the decorations added are just going to cost 1 credit. So you get a really huge amount of extra things to build, and it's not going to impact your resources. But as you can see, with all these different items, we are going to be able to properly decorate our own cargo rooms like never before. It's just got so much stuff. If you combined the Emporium, the resource, and the clutter mod, we're looking at probably over 1,000 different things to place on your outpost, ship, and in your home base. So this is another addition to that. Now, it does add different unique items, as you can see here, as we place just a ton of them. There is so much to choose from. Now, the mod mentions that it's still in its infancy, and it's going to look to add more ranges in the science and technology, home and office, and outdoor, which is going to be mental. But what we're going to really need as we go on is some way to manage all these different decorators and items. I mean, maybe they need to go into their own tab for each individual huge collection of items. I don't know how much work that would be, but it would kind of make sense to have these all separated into different tabs. I'm guessing it's quite hard to do, but I think there needs to be some consideration here, just like the other points of interest project, where there is a framework to try manage these conflicts of different mods, adding different decorations. But that's just me thinking out loud. But it's another excellent mod. You're not going to be disappointed with all the extra things you can build. It's truly getting crazy. The freedom of expression in Outpost and on your ship is getting to unforeseen levels. This is another terrific addition. Let's keep moving. Oh, we have an excellent immersion mod called HopeTown Expanded by Varchar. This is an incredible mod that expands on the rather tiny HopeTown. This is a very nice immersion mod for anyone wanting to expand on HopeTown that adds a lot more living compartments and living areas. As you can see, as we whip around, a lot more has been added to kind of offset and help the immersion and bring in a little bit more realism to how many people you would actually need to operate such a huge factory. Building starships would take hundreds, if not thousands upon thousands of people, and probably robots. So it's a nice little immersion mod. Now note that there is no changes to the vendors. There's no extra missions. Nothing else is added bar the buildings, just to add a little extra detail. It's a simple change, but I really like it. It makes a big difference. And as you can see, as we sort of zoom out of the HopeTown, it fits in perfectly. Hopefully in the future, we can get much bigger, expansive towns and cities that really stretch the limits of the game. Let's hope we see a lot more of these to come. Just before we head off, I just wanted to give you a little bit more of a closer look, just so you can get an idea of some of the extra little details that you can find. There are NPCs sort of scattered around the area, which is nice, making it a lot more realistic. There's little bits of clutter and tons of little details scattered across the area, and there is even a bit of a living quarter where you can find a ton of NPCs hanging out. So definitely a lot more detail added than what you would would expect. For this next mod, I'm going to need some help because I don't really understand what this mod is really for or who it's for. Please let me know what you think, or am I missing something here? The mod is called Longer Death Camera, and what it appears the intention of this mod is to simply change the death camera from a few seconds to 10 minutes. So I'm a bit perplexed. I'm just kind of interested to see if there is any more to this than my understanding. But here it is. This is the Longer Death Cam by 0003MG, and we could sit here for 10 minutes watching this very scene. But it does beg the question, is this just so you can stay somewhere, get killed, and then have plenty of time to, I don't know, go to the toilet, wash the dishes, come back and be ready to play again? Bit perplexing. I just wanted to include this one because it's a bit of a mystery to me. Let me know what you think or what the purpose is of this. Longer Death Camera by 03MG. Random. Let's keep moving. This has to be a troll mod because now I gotta wait 10 minutes. Only kidding. You just gotta reload. This next mod's cool even if you don't like Starfield mods, just because it's gonna add a lot of variety to your encounters with the spaces. The mod's called Star Wars Spacer Overhaul, and it adds some brilliant variety to all the different spacer faction. Now you couple this with the other Star Wars mods like the weapon replacers, and it is fantastic. But you can see we have some incredibly unusual but awesome Star Wars themed combat suits for the space. In fact, there are 8 different space suits that are going to be changing all the different spacer faction suits. Cool thing is with this mod, over time, you'll be able to tell the difference between the standard spaces, which will use a mismatch of 5 new spacesuits. Recruits and untrained spaces will only use the Marauder, Navigator, and Raider spacesuits. You'll have the Sniper with the Raider, Captain, and Assault spacesuits. You'll have the Bounty Hunter and Bosses, which is the Heavy. We'll be using the Commander, Duelist, and Expert spacesuit. So you get a nice variety, and regardless if you like Star Wars or not, this is just a nice mod to really mix up your encounters with spaces. The variety and the different spacesuits looks fantastic. It's an excellent, rather giant mod, and this one is by Crossbow. What else is important to note is that these are pretty much just like other space uniforms. So if you want to get these, you'll have to go out and find them in the wild, collect them. You'll be able to get all the different legendary versions and everything as normal. So it adds a lot of value to go and hunt down these and wear them, because it will add a nice range of different suits and armors to your very own collection. And I mean, some of these are pretty freaking fantastic armors. I mean, this one particularly looks a bit strange, but it's freaking awesome. And the level of detail and the way it is executed is just phenomenal. Crossbow only releases the highest value work you've ever seen. So highly recommend just giving this a crack. Terrific mod. Let's keep moving. We've been blessed with another immersion mod. This one will add 12 new crash ship points of interest to discover, and they look amazing. This mod is a brilliant addition to anyone seeking more points of interest, and this is called the Batten Shipwreck. It is in the alpha stage, and this is by Batten Burger. But just check this out for detail. This is amazing. These points of interest are getting more and more inventive and a lot of detail, and it's just going to make this world so much more vibrant. Now, like I said, there are 12 different ones. They're going to come up as crash sites on your map. However, you won't be able to see them from space just yet. The mod author is looking at that. Now, these are just in their infancy, but you can still go up and pick some random items from these crash sites, which is really terrific, and we'll have little bits and pieces just to pick up. Now, I'm sure over time, the loot will get a little bit better, hopefully over the course of, however long it takes, but this gives you a good idea of what they can kind of offer just for now. So as well as crash ships, you'll also get some debris points of interest, which look much more like a ship that is completely destroyed and has been there for quite some time. So a nice variety of the different points of interest. These will be marked as debris fields once you've landed, and they won't appear on your map. Here's another debris field just for some reference. Looks fairly similar, but has different little pieces scattered everywhere. So there's quite a good array of different options. And here we have another crash site that looks quite spectacular. It's got some kind of weird red growth on it, but you've got to appreciate the detail and time it would have taken to get all this together. This is fantastic. Look at how destroyed this ship is. It is gone, but scattered on quite a large area. And this red pink stuff, whatever it is, looks freaking cool, but it doesn't seem to do any harm to you. One thing that's funny is that these little parts are not static. You can push them around and you can even make them float in the air. That's pretty nice. A little bit of fun. Wonder if you can jump in them. You can mess around with them though. Nice little touch there. I reckon it should stay like that just to add a little bit more fun to muck around with. And you'll find little bits and pieces still scattered across the crash site, which is nice. In this case, we've got some credits, little bits and pieces. Really nice amount of detail. Phenomenal immersion mod, and that is the Batten Shipwreck. Keep in mind, you will need the point of interest integration project, which we've covered many times. So if you get an error saying you cannot enable it because it requires another mod, make sure you get the point of interest integration project. This mod uses slot 059, so it's good that he's mentioned that just for other modders as well. So nice to see more and more points of interest being added. Terrific mod. Let's keep moving. Oh, it's a glorious day to be playing Starfield as we have been blessed with our first Mass Effect custom ship that is absolutely phenomenal. This is the Mass Effect Andromeda M9 Tempest ship from Mass Effect. Now, you Mass Effect fans will be thrilled. The only downside to this mod is that there is probably a little chance that it'll get ported to Xbox. I know, I'm sorry. I wish it wasn't so, but the mod creator has stated he's worried about copyright issues, so he probably won't port it over to the creations. However, that is really unfortunate because hopefully, maybe with some little convincing, that could change, but not sure how that all works. Maybe someone could help him from a legal standpoint, because everyone should get a chance at getting a crack at this. This is an absolute beautiful ship. It's not the Normandy, but it's not too far off. Now, this amazing work has been done by Ronin Spec Ops. We are only just getting started, and look what we've got. This is incredible. Now, we can see that this is a huge ship in terms of the normal size. So obviously this is on PC at the moment, and you do have to have a couple other mods to get this working nicely. All those details can be found in the description, but I just can't get over this. This is amazing. You can see a lot of time and effort went into getting some of the details right with this ship, and overall it's just a superb effort. Really does kind of blow me away because we are just getting started. But enough admiring this fantastic ship. We'll go and check out how it all goes together and how it all looks, where to get it. But it is a beauty. Let's go check this out. When it comes to constructing the ship or purchasing it, we can head to the Stroud Eklund Star Yard in Narion. You'll be able to purchase it from Havershaw. You'll have the option to buy it, but if you do want to build it, there's 4 components that come with the mod. And just for reference, if you do want to grab the fuselage, just grab it at the back from this kind of angle. Otherwise, it can be very difficult depending on what mods you have installed. However, I'll just show you what it looks like if we unassemble it. So the neat thing is it's only 4 custom components, whereas everything else is just your standard hubs, shields, fuel, etc. So it does give you a lot of flexibility in terms of how you want to structure and what hubs you want to put in. But when it comes to the custom components, we're talking about the fuselage, which is the beautiful Tempest fuselage. And you'll have the Tempest quad thruster array, which is the engines. And then we have some smaller grav drive, the Tantalus. We also have the ODSY reactor. And just for quick reference, grav drive at the bottom, reactor at the top, engines at the back, and then just the fuselage. So it's a very nice, simple build on the outside. However, it's this beautiful fuselage that would have taken a lot of time, as this is all handcrafted and made. And then once the fuselage is attached, it is seamlessly beautiful. This is such a beautiful and crazy cool mod. It is unfortunate that this most likely won't come to Xbox as mentioned, but we had to take a look anyway. This is phenomenal work by Ronin Spec Op, and it's just so glorious to see some Mass Effect in Starfield, and I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot more, but it just gets you pumped, and the future of Starfield is looking brighter and brighter with each and every mod that we cover. Now, for everyone on PC, I suggest going through the description and just reading it carefully. There are a couple of other mods you probably want. Otherwise, it's pretty straightforward. If you have any issues, drop me a comment and I'll try help out. Otherwise, the mod author has made this very simple and easy to access and to build. So when it comes to flight and combat, it is a very nice and deadly fast ship. This can go up to 5,000 in terms of its speed at boost. Pretty sure it is not because of any other mod, and it is just set like that. So a bit more realistic in terms of its speed. It is an absolute monster. It is not using modded weapons, so we could probably potentially upgrade them and make it look a little bit different to make it a bit more powerful in combat. However, it's still an excellent overall amazing ship for flight. Absolutely outstanding work. Let's keep going. We have another excellent addition to the Star Wars mods, a terrific replacer mod called Star Wars Patrol Trooper Armor by Bonepunk. Heading down to the well in Jamison, you'll see that all the UC security guards have been changed into the patrol troopers. Just a nice little change to keep that immersion for the Star Wars. Now, do note there is another Star Wars mod that does this same thing, so keep in mind you may have to disable one. Don't think you can have both of them active. Now, if you do want to get these armor, You can craft these armors at your workbench. They look phenomenal, and it's just a nice little addition to the ever-growing Star Wars mod list. Now, it does mention that if you have the UC Empire or any similar other Star Wars mod, to put the patrol trooper on the lowest or lower in the order. This should help prevent any conflicts, but do note you may still find some issues. Me, I did some mucking around. I couldn't get it to work too well, but probably too many mods, so just keep that in mind. Otherwise, this is a perfect addition, and it is fantastic. Another great mod. Let's keep moving. We have another weapon crate or overpowered weapon mod. This one is called Ganjapirate OP Weapon Crate. Now, this one will be dropped right in front of the lodge, so it's a good location. I haven't seen any other ones drop in crates here, so there should be little conflicts. So the intention here is to drop this so you can get it to your new game or early game, new game plus early game, and it comes with a ton of different things. So these are all heavily modified in terms of their power and damage and stats. Holy moly. I mean, look at this. This is what you want to see. A boosted refined death shoddy, and it has 1881 physical damage. Oh, these are just one-shot cannons. Now, these will be a lot of fun to muck around with and just to be insanely overpowered throughout your whole experience in Starfield. Kind of hoping the death target would be a bit better. Of course, you got the calibrated death shot. Oh, sniper rifle again, not having too much damage, but you get the idea. This is just another terrific mod, giving you some very overpowered weapons with basically as much ammo as you could possibly want. And it also comes with the operative suit Mark II. Interesting choice. Does look damn good though. Now, not only do you get a bunch of weapons, but you also get tons of med pack, red amp, which is very potent, 50 plus melee damage, 50 plus movement speed, 2 times jump height, 400 plus damage resistance, so an incredible boost there. Then you have the usual suspects, so we can't run away without trying this boosted refined death shoddy. We'll go do some upgrades quickly and then give it a test. So we've upgraded this shoddy. Now keep in mind that this mod comes with 12 different weapons, and this weapon just becomes a one-shot crazy kill, and if you get the extended mag, it just detonates everything with a few different hits. So you can see how overpowered and crazy this is. So if you do want to just walk around and have no trouble at all, then this mod is for you. Could be good, could be great if you just want to get through things quite quickly and not worry too much about actually progressing your weapons. You'll just have the best weapons to start with. Nice, interesting mod. Could be right for you. Let's keep moving. We have one more outfit to check out, and this is the Star Wars ship mechanic outfit. This is another brilliant mod by Crossbow. This one just changes all the ship technician's spacesuit into a more Star Wars looking one. The other ship mechanic outfits are still in the game, and they can be bought and found around just as normal. This is added to the loot list as well, and you can purchase it from certain vendors, and it's craftable at the workbench. The ground crew spacesuit is probably one of the best of Starfield, so a bit hard to pass that one up, but this is a nice addition if you are going for that Star Wars immersion. This is sort of loosely looking similar to the X-Wing pilot spacesuit. However, not exactly the same, but you can see where it's drawing its reference from. But very nicely detailed, lots of little pouches and a nice little belt there, and tons of little details on this outfit. Terrific little mod. Let's keep moving. Many times have people asked me about the StarUI Inventory menu, but now we have a new release called PraxisUI Inventory by FS Novask. This finally introduces a more advanced menu for Xbox and PC, giving you a wide range of additional columns for you to actually get a much clearer picture and understanding of all the different figures, names, as well as adding many other nice little features. For once, we have a new category called consumables. We have the consumable category, aid categories, which is a really nice touch. Just makes it much easier to navigate and get into, and then you can expand, and then you can also sort. Now, the neat thing is you can sort by clicking on the values at the top, and this will work regardless of which menu you're in. Particularly shines when you come to viewing the base suits and weapons, gives so much more information. Now, this is huge progress in terms of having this kind of functionality on Xbox. However, it would be nice to see a very similar sort of setup to the Star UI, but apparently that is a dead mod. I have no idea if that will ever be ported or updated, even on PC. However, it's nice to finally see an additional mod that adds so much more enhancement to your inventory menus. Definitely recommend just downloading this, see if it's to your liking. With a few more features, it's going to be very nice, particularly being able to make this shorter for when you want to check out your armors. Also noted that there is the addition here of the digipicks. Terrific to see this. Let's keep moving. We've got a couple more. We've got got a couple more great utility mods from LBGSIH. First one is flexible naming. This is going to allow up to 64 characters to display for, say, your weapons, clothing, as well as being able to enter more characters when you go to name your ship. But the good thing about this is that we're going to be able to see the full name of the gun. Say when you have like advanced corrosive something or other, it will display the full gun name. Now, the cool thing is when it comes to naming your ship, you'll be able to use 64 characters, but just keep in mind that only 30 characters will pretty much display at any given time. But this is huge. I don't even think we have this functionality on PC, having 64 characters. And keep in mind, this applies to anywhere you're able to type. So if you want to name something, you can now use 64 characters. We're going to confirm, and there you go. We just saved a ship with the bloody longest name ever. So this is a really, really nice functionality. It's been so frustrating trying to name ship. Do keep in mind though, when you name your ship with such a long name, you will only ever pretty much see 30 characters for the most part. So it is limited to 30 characters. However, you can make the name longer. I don't know how this will impact your save game. When you save a certain way, you can save the game under your ship name. So I hope it saves it with as many characters as possible, but just something to note. But a really, really handy mod, and this is perfect for Xbox users. And hopefully one day we'll also get 64 characters on PC. And before we go, we have one more mod from LBGSHI, and it's called Quick Pilot Seats, Ladders, and Chairs. This is a bloody luxury to have because it's going to make getting up ladders, sitting in chairs, getting into your pilot seat, it's just going to be so much quicker. So for instance, we can just quickly sit in it. Something so simple, but it's just so handy to have. So let's jump in the pilot seat as another example. Boom, we're in. No long. It looked a little bit funny, but we got there. Now, where this will come in handy is your ladders. I do not have any ladders in this tiny little ship, but it'll be much quicker. A really nice utility mod that will save everyone so much time. These are luxuries to have, and it's finally on Xbox. Another terrific mod by LBGSHI. Thank you very much for watching. If you get anything out of this, consider liking, subscribing, commenting. Let me know what you think about some of these mods. You can let me know what mods you'd like me to cover, or if there's anything on your mind, just drop it in the comment. Thanks again, and peace.